Hey guys, thanks for watching. I wanted to give a quick update on what's happening pertaining to my complaint to the city about the ongoing actions of the fire department and the incredible contempt and rudeness shown by civil officials right from the white shirts down. And I'll explain that in a second. Um, Basically, all this started was I came to town about 15, 16 years ago. I had lived here about 12, 13 years, 14 years before I actually started YouTubing. Um, uh, it was 6 months of YouTubing. You can see my channel and see chronologically, it was about 6 months or so of me starting my YouTubing and just vlogging, just trying to put a video record down of my life and just I didn't realize that people would actually want to follow me and watch me and see my progression as a videographer. I never started the channel out as a cop watching channel or an audit channel or anything like that. It was simply a vlog channel, as you can see by the content. Um, then one day while filming an incident at my next door neighbors on my property, 60 feet away from the incident, a policeman came over and illegally asked me to stop filming, as is my right to film police situations, public officials in the course of their duties, that kind of thing. The freedom of the press gives me that right. For him to ask me to not film is frankly astounding and astonishing that he'd even attempt to, under color of law, exert his authority in that manner. Um, when I said I'm not going to stop recording, I don't need to. He actually tried to ID me. He said, "Well, what's your name? You got ID?" And I, of course, because I'm not doing anything illegal or wrong, I said, "Well, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna ID." Uh, he realized after some prodding that he wasn't going to get ID, and he went back to the little group that was over next door, and he actually had a fireman, which I later found out was newly elected fire chief Adam Eckhart, the top white shirt, came over and actually took my picture with, I assume is what is either a personal camera or a work camera, and took my photo in a blatant attempt to either ID me illegally through the use of Clearview AI, which is a facial recognition software that IDs you. It's meant to be used in the cases of where they say, for example, have a potential terrorist or a hijacker who won't, or something like that, who won't ID, or a dead terrorist, and they can take the photo and run it through, and it scrubs the internet for any photo of you, Facebook, social media, Instagram, any of these social media platforms, anything that's put on the net, it will find you and ID you. Toronto, this company Clearview AI is actually under indictment here in the States and in Canada. Here in Canada, one of the local malls had hooked it up to their surveillance system, and they were IDing every single person that came in and out of these malls in Canada. There was about 4 or 5 malls involved, but they were all owned by the same company, Cadillac Fairview. But anyway, that's besides the point. Anyway, so they were abusing that system to ID me illegally, or it was a blatant attempt to try to intimidate me into depriving me of my freedom of press rights from filming in public, from my own property, mind you. Not, I wasn't even just on a public sidewalk. I was on my own property. So he came over and took my picture, and then he scurried back to his group too. So I mean, from the white shirt down, he was backing up his swinish brother in blue, again under color of law. So there began the first video of my YouTube um, cop watching career, and we all have seen that video. You engaged me, jackass. I at the time didn't know it was Adam Eckert, the fire chief of Welland. Um, Up until then, I had just been filming my life and whatnot. Uh, Due to the actions of the police, I've always been a fan of auditors and auditors that uphold the Constitution and the amendments pertaining to filming in public. And I've always admired how how many of them conduct themselves and whatnot. And I admit, in the beginning, as you can see from my videos, in the beginning, I was very rough around the edges, of course, and did run with a biased eye. You've seen my videos of why I hate the police in general. I consider them a terrorist organization. They've killed millions, if hundreds of thousands, if not millions of natives over the course of Canadian and indeed North American history, law enforcement. So you know I wear the thin brown line flag wherever I go in memory of that. Anyway, so basically, that started my YouTube cop watching career, which took off. Basically, after that, I concentrated solely on the police and the incompetence and the sheer disgustingness of the police, and trying to hold them accountable as much as I can. And then we all saw the Rude Fireman playlist. A fireman, that wasn't even about me, as a matter of fact. That was about a fireman being disgusting. You read the description in the playlist and it will give you complete context. But it was just absolutely disgusting. And I'll admit that wasn't my finest hour, but I'm certainly not going to let some public servant, an official of the people, who have elected we're letting him serve on our fire department, and he treats somebody who was trying to help in such a manner, and then doesn't even apologize when confronted with his disgustingness. But anyway, we all saw that videos, those series, and I gave him multiple chances to start a new. We call it B-roll, and it would end up on the cutting room floor. But you saw how many chances I gave them to start anew, and they would not take it. Again, that's an attitude pervasive from the white shirts down. The white shirts on down, from who it turns out the initial instigator in the whole fireman debacle was indeed the fire chief, Adam Eckert. So it's a prime example of how this attitude towards citizens is pervasive from management, top level, the very top on down. So it's definitely something for the city and the people here in Welland to think about. Let me give you some context too. I've lived in this town for 12 years, and it was only until my camera started holding people accountable, not instigating incidences, but just holding them accountable and filming them when they interacted with me or when they were in the vicinity. And I did it in a filmmaker or a press format. And I built a reputation and the respect and love of the community, and indeed businesses as well here in town. In the 15, 16 years I've lived here. And again, it's only in the last, as my video logs, I had very shortly started my YouTubing. Of course I'm going to film police if I see them out there. It's police. Everybody likes to see a police car go by, or a police scene, or that's just natural. It's press. And right away the animosity began. Right away the corruption began to show, and the true colors of the police, as I knew it would began to show through and show up on my camera in front of my lens. I am deeply regret that the fire department seems to have stooped to the level, and that the fire chief himself, in that one particular scene, would actually back his brother in blue in such a heinous criminal act. It's just baffles me on camera and in front of witnesses that that's how he would act. And again, that attitude is very pervasive in the sense that it works its way down through the ranks, even if he doesn't actively say, oh, treat the citizens like shit. By his very actions and by how he goes around and says, this was not my fault. I'm not the bad guy here. I'm just the innocent fire chief, where citizens just harassing and causing. You started this, Adam. You started this when you backed that cop and decided to come over and take my picture for either one of the two reasons that I outlined here. You started this. I'm a law-abiding citizen here in town. Like I say, I'm well known. Ask anybody. Ask around. People know me. People I have garnered a tight group of friends and people in the community that care and love and respect me. And I had been living that life for a long, long time here in town. And somehow it's the actions of the police and the fire department have caused my channel to balloon. In probably about 3 or 4 days, I'm going to shoot a thank you video to everybody because my channel's going to hit 250,000 views. And that's solely due to the actions of the police department, and now as well the fire department. You and your actions, Adam, you and your actions, police, NRP. We've covered in my past videos just how disgusting they are. Gunfights with each other on the side of the road. Google it, NRP. So hated in their ranks by each other that they can't help but kill each other. Good for you guys. But Google it, yep. So then, it just turned into a horrible, horrible debacle with the fire department. And then the most recent incident of the fire department's disgustingness, you all heard of the last one I posted, where a fireman on the scene, where a man did actually die, he actually wished me and my friend dead in front of witnesses, dash cam, body cam, and wished me and my friend dead. You can check out my video. Fire department has not learned civility. Fake hero fireman wishes me dead. Check that video. It's short, but it's very telling of the attitude that has been taught down the ranks by the white shirts here in Welland. I've come to the conclusion that it hasn't reached legal action yet, even though my video logs have definitely show a case and definitely show an ongoing vendetta against a citizen who's done nothing wrong, a citizen who's law-abiding, a citizen who's well liked and loved in the community. And my channel shows that. They can't smear my name, they can't tarnish my image, they can't try to damage my reputation. I've come clean about my youth crime involvement, so they can't use that. My actions here in town, my actions since the time I've lived here, and the actions I've done for this community and helped with in this community speak louder than any words that they can possibly shout at me or try to smear my image. And I stand by that, and I stand by my channel. City officials, you have to take note. I mean, I'm not lying. You can do my background. I had to deal with a rude tyrant bus driver one time, and fortunately, the Tribune came and they did an investigation. They interviewed the community members. They found out exactly what I've just told you guys, that I was an amazing guy since I've got here, law-abiding and community caring. And the phony lifetime ban, because they took the word of the bus driver right away, that got lifted, and it got lifted to 2-week ban. And I said, that's bullshit, but I think I took it. I might not have. I might have even got it down to a 3-day ban or something. And eventually, 2 weeks later, literally, the bus driver was gone from the transit. So, I mean, public opinion does not lie. My reputation is pretty impeccable here in Welland, and nothing that the police can say to try to poison my reputation, nothing the fire department can say or its members can say that can tarnish my reputation here in Welland, and certainly not being treated rudely by public officials and trying to be intimidated here in town. Will tarnish my image. I'm going to keep holding the police and the fire department accountable. And I'm a YouTuber. My camera is always rolling. My camera is always on, and my camera will always catch indiscretions or flat out violations of the law from the ranks of the public servants. That's it. That's it. I've been in touch with a certain activist lawyer that loves to take down crooked cops, from what I hear. I haven't reached out to her yet, but I have been steered towards her. But that's something that I'm still waiting to hear. So let's get back to the update. So I went to City Hall, and I've talked to a lady at City Hall in charge of HR, and I can tell you what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. She's going to take the word of the police and the fire, and they're going to tell her that I'm an agitator, that I'm just a troublemaker, which my history here in town would totally fly in the face of. Even the very fact that my channel was up for 6 months, and all I showed was vlogs and my daily, and it was only until the police came and got involved with me was that I started to turn my eye and my interest and my intelligence on exposing the police's disgusting behavior, which I think I've done very, very well. One of the You Engaged Me Jackass video has been seen or has been seen about, I believe it's 53. I haven't checked the numbers lately. The other video I have of your degeneracy, the next most popular of the videos are, I believe, 35,000. One of my other police videos, 115,000 views. My channel has just surpassed 700 subscribers, and it's only getting bigger every day. My viewers are returning. My content is still getting put out every day, and nothing's changed. I'm still out there putting videos out, showing you my life and just my wife, my lovely wife, and bringing you guys a little bit of my life and showing you what's happening. And it actually pains me that my channel has been perverted by the actions of city officials and your elected police officials and fire officials, and they've somehow managed to turn my channel into, I didn't want the fame of this channel to be that. I didn't want that. And but I do appreciate the subscribers I've got. I do appreciate the love and support and the comments and the likes that my channel's received. City officials, again, take note. These are your citizens. These are citizens that are looking at this and leaving comments and leaving likes. These are people that are well versed in law and constitutional. These are auditors, fellow auditors and cop watchers that are leaving likes and comments. The world is beginning to see how corrupt and nasty Welland Police and Welland Fire is, and it's only going to get worse for you guys. You can't win. You're fighting a battle you can't win. There's no way you can spin this narrative. There's no way you can smear this tale. There's no way you can salvage this to make me the bad guy. You guys have screwed up horrendously, and you continue to screw up, and I assume you're going to continue. And you've forced me to use my media platform, my social media, my growing social media platform to expose a side of Welland that I never, ever, ever wanted to show. Welland is a wonderful place filled with incredible people, incredible businesses, incredible organizations that have, since I've moved here, done nothing but to help me and to foster an attitude and a behavior and a personality that has become a fixture here in Welland and will continue to be an example and highlight the best of the people. And your organizations so far, since this vendetta has begun, is not showing this city in a good light. The more popular I get and the more popular a channel gets and the more exposure that this city gets in a negative light is only going to affect you guys. It's only going to affect your coffers. It's only going to affect election results. It's only going to affect a whole lot. Never mind the court of public opinion that's going to condemn your heroes. Never mind the negative release that my exposure is going to bring to your organizations and indeed to your city, because you guys are the ones that handle these guys. Get them in control. When I'm out filming, when I'm out with my cameras, when I'm staying away from the scene, there is no goddamn way that your officials should be coming over to me out of their way to come and try to cause me grief. There's no way your officials should be coming outside the courthouse when I'm standing on public sidewalk and telling me not to film the courthouse. Who the hell do you guys think you are? You guys work for the people, the public, us. And yet until I break the law, I am not under your authority. Until I break the law, you don't get to act like an ass to citizens. Because if I see it, you better goddamn believe I'm going to bring it to the fucking forefront and I'm going to show the people just what you guys are. You don't get to save lives, pull people from a burning building one day and then treat a citizen and wish somebody dead or be rude to somebody who's actually there to help you. The lady that you wished dead the other day, the lady that I was trying to get across the road, was one of the first people on the scene where a man died, and she was there to try to help. I was the one that called 911. Did you know that investigation was botched? The police's ego was so bruised by what I've been doing to them. When they came and asked me about my camera that faces the scene and asked if it was recording, and we told him no, his ego, he wouldn't even entertain the fact that perhaps maybe we had witnessed it, because he knew whose place that was. He knew whose camera that was. He knew that was Dwayne's camera. That's it, guys. City, you guys gotta, I'm gonna start taking paychecks. I'm gonna start using my video evidence to actually start suing, and I'll start taking paychecks and donating them to the local food banks and local organizations that actually do work, do good work, and don't terrorize the citizens on one hand while smiling at a ribbon cutting and cutting ribbons with a grin. Adam Eckhart, you're reprehensible. If you continue that, if I don't get an apology from you for starting all this whole thing by backing up your ignorant scumbag swine in blue that tried to, under color of law, ID me and intimidate me into depriving me of my right to film in public. If I don't get an apology, I'm going to continue to hold you, your firemen, your department, with the same amount of scrutiny that I have been doing with the police. The police, they're too stupid to actually come down and apologize to me, apologize for how I've been. And you know what? The proof of the pudding is also on those videos, the police videos. I've had good interactions with police. In fact, one of my videos, which sadly doesn't get nearly the exposure that the You Engaged Me Jackass, for example, gets. But it's me having a coffee with two beat cops for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and having a civil, wonderful discussion. This isn't me. I'm not the problem here. You guys are the problem. You guys are. So get your heads out of your asses and get your shit together. City officials, take note. I even shot a video where after this incident happens, one of these incidents happened, we got recantations of countless citizens in my video that were recounting how horrible they've been treated by civil officials. It's a long video. You kind of got to watch the whole thing, but it's all there. That's are your people that are talking about your officials. Fix this. And I do want to be compensated. Like I say, any compensation this is almost a 7 to 8 month vendetta by the police, and at least a 6 month vendetta by the fire department against a guy who has broke no law, against a guy who has done no crime, against a guy who has only done good for this community and could get countless affidavits and letters of exactly what I said. Shame on you. Shame on you. You guys don't need this bad publicity. Welland doesn't need this bad publicity. Welland definitely doesn't need to lose money. Welland definitely doesn't need to lose tax dollars because more and more people are going to see my channel. You get Adam to come and do let me shoot a video of him apologizing for being the way he acted, and apologize for his men. I'd like to see that fireman who said, wished me and my friend dead. I'd like to see him definitely lose a couple paychecks to the local food bank. I'll take those. I'll take those paychecks from him and go down and deliver them for him in his name. He's earned that. I'll name it for him. I would definitely like to see Adam dealt with in some way. You don't get to be the fire chief and act like that and teach your men that kind of actions and that kind of attitude and get away with it. You don't get to explain it away. You don't. You don't get to win this one. You don't get to win this one. There's no way you can win this. There's no battle here that you can win. You're going up against... You're not going to win. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. It really hurts me to make this kind of video because this isn't what my channel I wanted it to be about. I appreciate the views. I appreciate the subs. You guys are amazing for your support, and thank you very, very much. Thank you guys who are here in the community that have supported me and that have fostered a relationship with me that I'd be proud to call this my hometown in any time. It's only that the actions of the police and the fire that are so regrettable. It pains my heart. The transit department gets it. The city works department gets it. The library and infrastructure gets it. You be polite to citizens. You treat them respectfully, and you get that respect back. You treat them right, and they will treat you right. But if you treat them bad, if you disrespect them, they will hate you. Even the heroes, when they're exposed as what they are, they will hate you. Thanks for watching.